This is the kind of global pandemic all of us are experienced maybe first time in our life. So it is kind of a business continuity kind of a drill which nature has forced us to conduct to understand the resiliency kind of disaster recovery plannings we have. So now, if an organization who wish to have a planned approach and have a business continuity kind of audit and prepare themselves, what are the kind of possible methodology, what are the ways and what are the standards we can follow. In line with BCP, there is a international standard called ISO 22301. There are many organizations, they are following this standard. So this standard is nothing new. Any of the standard, any ISO standard we follow a principle called PDCA cycle, which is plan, do, check, act. Similarly, under this standard also, the standard is saying, first we need to identify the business driver, means which are the possible critical business functions which will be impactful if there is a disaster. So first we need to identify those possible critical business functions. Once we can do that, then we need to draft a plan. We need to document that plan. We need to communicate that plan inside the team members, inside the stakeholders. We need to formulate different possible stakeholders. Once we do that business impact analysis in technical terms, we talk about BIA. So if we are able to communicate inside to the different stakeholders, then we should test our plan. Whatever gaps has been identified based on that plan in our existing setup, we should try to improve that. We should carry out the remedial actions, then align organizational business objectives with these possible improvements. On top of that, we need to have a incident response, incident communication kind of plan so that we can align our businesses with those recovery point, RPO, RTO kind of terminologies we talk about. If we follow this PDCA kind of principle and prepare ourselves with the mock drills and regular audits and internal and external audits, definitely we'll be able to frame up a kind of situation where we can possibly have proper disaster recovery in this kind of disruptive pandemic kind of situations. Hackers are always much more efficient, much more smart. So they are working with tomorrow's knowledge. We are still stuck up in today's knowledge. Because the kind of situation we are into, it is a kind of zero trust architecture. Zero trust architecture, zero trust framework is a buzzword for last 2 years. But this COVID situation, they have shown us almost many of the organizations having almost no plan. Because moment we have landed into work from home situations, we are landed into bring your own device kind of situations. Let me give you a simple example. Users are using Office 365 mail or maybe Google kind of mail. Moment he is using from your home or laptop or desktop, he is able to use his corporate mail as well as his personal mail also. So if we talk about ransomware kind of framework, even during COVID situations also, we have faced many attacks with Maze ransomware and some other things. So still we are thinking in business continuity perspective of having some specific tools only will give me the flair. Suppose people are still saying I am having certain antivirus in my machine, I am having certain next-gen firewall in my gateway, so I am completely secure. So the point I am trying to harp on, let it be ransomware, let it be zero trust kind of framework, cybersecurity is kind of a journey. So it has to be treated as a holistic framework where people process tool, it has to be integrated. Like if we specifically talk about ransomware, it can come from 2-3 different points. It can come from the endpoint, it can drop in from the mail, it can drop in from the web also. So if some organization is having an endpoint, they have a gateway, next generation security, they have sandboxing, they have a mail security, then they have a web application security and web application firewall kind of setup, then holistically his ransomware fabric can be protected. The point I am trying to say is, our thought process so far in many organizations and across the industry, it is in isolated. Why I talked about zero trust kind of a framework? Zero trust says earlier days are gone. When I have a perimeter firewall, now users are coming from anywhere. It can come from his home, it can come from cloud. Your applications are also not sitting in your on-premise data center. Sometimes it is on-premise, sometimes it is cloud. So users are coming all across. So unless you have a holistic framework in cybersecurity, you will be not able to recover and protect in this kind of pandemic kind of situation. Now I'll come to the specific point. As earlier in my earlier talk, I talked about specific of BCP standard. There are certain other standards also available in the market. Say, everyone knows ISO 27000. There are HIPAA, there are PCI DSS, there are SOC 2. All standards are always talking about this business continuity. but we have not taken it seriously, because earlier we have the DR, we have a methodology or maybe RPO and RTO, but last 2 years I have not even tested. I have not even tried. If once in a maybe 6 months, I'll just rotate. My DR site will become my live site, and the present DC that will become the DR. So that way we don't have a proper mock-up kind of a drill, proper kind of a arrangement and internal understanding and framework, so that we can have a, once we have discussion kind of situation, even we will see we don't have a patch management policy. Even 27,000 framework, it talks about everything, patch management, your backup, all procedures and procedures, everything. Like once we are having a ransomware kind of situation, you are finding you don't have a, you have all different things, you don't have a sandboxing. Because you can land up anytime in a 0-day kind of framework, hackers will not come, ransomwares will not come, nothing, it's not like that. Presently, last 2 weeks I am working with an organization, they have all possible measures, they have introduced a RDP kind of server, publicly netted, they are having VPN connections, but one specific RDP port they have opened it. So they have attacked by a Probus ransomware, which is coming from Office 365, very simple. So we have not even thought of how even my Office 365, my public applications, once I am coming from zero trust kind of framework, we are not thinking of containerization also. Like now people have started thinking how we can deploy MDM kind of situation, how we can have a multi-factor kind of authentication framework where only Office 365 or maybe Google or whatever mail security is not enough. On top of that, there has to be a multi-factor kind of a single sign-on kind of situations. How we can protect, how we can recover when there are disasters, how we can sustain our business. So the point I am trying to make is we need to think cybersecurity as a journey. We need to think the entire framework holistically so that all possible standard, everything is there. It's not that we have to do something else. It's not that we have to immediately go for 22301 kind of standard certification. Somebody has something as per their business need. All are talking about this business continuity best practices. If we can adopt that and we can see it as a kind of a journey, then only our life will become much more easier, seamless.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.